Long time. We no regular. Never. Them know our style, you know. Yeah. What? You know we can't team cause we wild, you know. Girls and Kyle, you know. Make them know this. Brother the Benz are the brother the rim. Tell a boy no red eye, me work hard for me things. Them know a regular we fly like say we have wings. When you have thick fat Kyle, then a brother the link. Yeah, we no really matter when nobody wants say. We no beg firm, me full of militants. Your gala say she like me cause me clothes them trendy. Full of jewelry and we money plenty. The whole place a burn up. Yeah, anywhere we turn up. Money and girls off the surplus. Yeah, no boy can't hurt us. Dutch road we never nervous. Some boy a clown in a circus. Yeah, put them in a dirt fuss. Yeah, we a flip the gal them skirt fuss. Yeah, action pack we no storyteller. Style them different, no we no popular. Clips off the load when no roll with killer. If I no girls and money then a jokes we inna. Some boy a beginner, we are the winner. Roll with the spinner when me on for the dinner. Your gal get pick up when me roll up in the beamer. Thick fat Kyle and liquor. The whole place a burn up. Yeah, anywhere we turn up. Money and girls off the surplus. No boy can't hurt us. Dutch road we never nervous. Some boy a clown in a circus. Yeah, put them in a dirt fuss. Yeah, we a flip the gal them skirt fuss. Brother the Benz are the brother the rim. Tell a boy no red eye, me work hard for me things. Them know a regular we fly like say we have wings. When you have thick fat Kyle, then a brother the link. Yeah, we no really matter when nobody wants say. We no beg firm, me full of militants. Your gala say she like me cause me clothes them trendy. Full of jewelry and we money plenty. The whole place a burn up. Yeah, anywhere we turn up. Money and girls off the surplus. Yeah, no boy can't hurt us.
Yo, what's going on? Yo, happy Mother's Day. I usually don't do the Mother Days thing. Usually don't. Or the Christmas thing, or the fucking Father's Day thing, or fucking 4th of July. I just, And I'm wearing this shirt. The last time I wore this shirt, an asshole on YouTube said, "You're a fucking idiot for wearing that shirt." Well, you know what? Fuck that guy. Do whatever the fuck I want. It's my stream. Strawberry hibiscus. So I was over at my mom's house and I was having a reason with my son. And I don't know what happened, but something came into my fucking head. And no. It all started with my nephew. He doesn't want to go to college because he doesn't think college is a good idea. Not because of the education, it's because of the debt that comes with it. And he goes to a prep high school, and for an elective, he took financial algebra. I don't even know what the fuck financial algebra is. But basically what they did was they took the algorithms of life, put it into a mathematical equation, and then that's how they were able to come up with financial do's or don'ts as you're leaving high school. And inside the financial algebra class. That shit sounds, I didn't even know a thing like that even existed. Financial algebra class. So basically the professor was saying, or the teacher was saying, hey, listen, I know you guys are about to graduate. Don't accumulate a lot of debt. I wasn't in the class, but I didn't really speak to my nephew, but I assume he was probably saying, go to Quincy College or Bunker Hill College, then transfer to a 4-year university. Or if you are going to go to a big university, make sure you go there on scholarship and make sure you have a lot of grants to offset the money that you're going to owe upon completion of college. So while we were talking about that, and then he had the obvious question, is a college education even worth it? Is it even worth it? Right? People coming out of college, I mean, no shade. Congratulations. We all know that there's nothing better than an education. But is the education worth the financial burden that you have accumulated over the 4 years of attending that university? That's a debate between you and your parents. I'm just setting the table. All right, cool. So then I had just a reason with my son and my mom. And we were talking about life, inflation, and I said, like, why the fuck am I broke? Like, I work hard. I don't do crazy shit. I don't spend money. I make money. Well, I'm sorry. I do not make money. I don't make money. I earn money. I don't want the hold on a second here. Let me put my glasses on, my blue light glasses. Because when you ain't got your blue light blocker glasses on, you talk crazy. United States government, Donald Trump, I do not make money. I earn it. You know, when you say you make money, that sounds like you're fucking printing money out in your basement. That's something you don't want to do.
Away we go.
That's something you don't want to do is make money. You know what happened to George Floyd with counterfeit money? All right, let's get serious here. I know, clock's ticking. I know. So I was wondering, why am I broke? And then I thought to myself, well, I'm broke because I'm not making enough money. And then I just sat back in the chair. And then like an idea just punched me in the mouth. I was like, fuck. That hurt. I said, well, how come all these athletes who are making millions and millions of dollars are broke? Like Jason Tatum said, and he's the player, the union executive, so I guess he knows. And he said, why are a lot of NBA players who are making millions and millions of dollars, why are they broke? So then I said, well, it's not like I'm not, why? Why are we working every single day, breaking our fucking balls, not really spending a lot of money on the weekends, just living an easy life, but for some reason we cannot keep up? Why? Why? And then it struck me. Inflation is the reason why we are broke. That's it. It's inflation. So then I went down this crazy fucking rabbit hole. Like Alice in Wonderland, like tripping my balls off, like conspiracy theory, wackiness. Like, why? Like, what is really going on? So on the ride home, I was just doing a mental line item of my expenses. I was like, well, I got to pay this. I got to pay that. And I went through everything like Doge, right? You know, when Doge said that hey, we're going to cut $1 trillion. And as you're going through the line, I'm like, oh, shit. Well, I mean, there's waste here, but it's not the trillions and trillions of dollars that we thought we're going to have. No shade. Don't deport me.
And away we go.
In England, we're just saying we're just having a go. So I did the whole Doge thing with my finances. And you know what I found? I found waste and fraud in my financials. I mean,
And away we go!
thank you. Thank you. So the line item I found where I'm wasting money is my haircut. My haircut is a waste of money. Do I need a haircut? No, not really. I mean, the last time I cut my hair was COVID, as you probably know. And it's so funny when it comes to my haircut. Like, one girl said to me, like, Bobby, I'm going to give you like a special lotion and cream for your locks to grow. And I'm like, why? She goes, because every time I see you, your locks is always at the same length. Well, I periodically I get haircuts. So I'll do this for the summer. And then by December, January, I'll start the locks up again, beard up, and all that other shit. I know. So haircuts is on the fucking clock. See? There it is. There it is. There it is. Grow the locks back, Cassie says. Grow the locks back. All right. So I'm going through my line item and I notice, okay, I am wasting money on a haircut. My haircut, the original haircut to cut the locks off was $50, but this maintenance going on was $40. $40 for a haircut. So I went out and I bought this handyman thing because I'm thinking I need to shave in between haircuts to save money, right? Because when I go to the barber shop, they got to shave, line this all up, and then give me a lineup and take some off the top. So I would just think that, okay, the reason why my haircuts is $40 is because I got to do the maintenance in between haircuts. So I bought this thing for $80. Right? So let's do the math, right? This is prior to a haircut. Prior to a fucking haircut. Because I never spent this money before. And stay with me. We're going to land eventually. Okay? So the initial haircut was $50. The second haircut was $40. That's $90. This thing that I bought to do the maintenance in between haircuts is $80. It's $170. That $170 I could have put into the stock market, and I could have got 8% of that money over the next 20 years, or maybe over the next 100 years, because I'm going to pass the brokerage account to my kids. And then I started to think, and that's when everything started to unlock. So I work 40 hours a week. I want to go out on a Friday and a Saturday night with my friends, maybe have a brunch. I mean, all week I've been eating fucking shit food. I've gone to work. I'm taking an Uber. I'm filling the gas tank. I'm dropping the kids off to daycare. I'm doing my adult responsibilities. And I can't get ahead. And I'm depressed. So on the weekend, I want to go out and have a good time. Are you telling me I can't have a good time? Are you telling me that I'm mismanaging my money? I work hard all week. I want to go out. I want to have a drink. I'm not drinking excessively. Having a couple of drinks, hang out with my friends, maybe go on Fashion Nova, see a cheap outfit, put on a new outfit, get a haircut, treat myself, maybe getting the nails done, beard waxed, get the hair on the pussy shaved down. Like all the maintenance stuff that is really not necessary to live, but it's necessary for my mental health. And that's when I came up with this. And I hear this all the time with professional athletes. The reason why they're broke is because they don't manage their money correctly. And all this is going in my head at my mom's. And I go, fucking money management is bullshit. There's no such thing as money management. That's like a fake term that somebody made up to show that black people are idiots with their spending. I mean, I truly believe that. So I make $20 million. I make $20 million, right? After taxes, I probably bring home 10 million, right? All the bills are paid. And I want to go and buy a Ferrari. You know, you have to buy a used one, the new one, blah, blah, blah. So let's say I go and buy a Ferrari for $250,000. $250,000 out of 10 million. That shouldn't kill you. $250,000 out of $10 million should not kill you. It shouldn't kill you. Is it a lot of money? Absolutely. But that 250,000 out of 20 million or 10 million or 100 million or 300 million should not affect you. It shouldn't come down and bite you in the ass 20, 30 years down the road. Unless inflation is the problem and not money management. This kid's a fucking genius. Inflation is our enemy, not the boogeyman. Money management. Me getting a haircut, yes, I spent an unnecessary $170, but it's needed to look professional and to look groomed and to be the sexy fucking motherfucker that I am.
And away we go!
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Jamaicans squeezing balloons at a party when wipes come on. Who the fuck picks up all that latex? But anyway. It is not the fact that these athletes and we're blowing money is why we end up being broke. It's the fact that inflation is kicking the shit out of us. So let's go back to a haircut. Prior to COVID, and I know that was 5 years ago, it was $25 for a haircut. If I went to a barber with dreads, locks, bushy face, it was $25 to clean me up to look like this. $25. In 2025, the same haircut at the same barber, with the same barber in the same exact chair where I left them 5 years ago, it is now $50 for the same exact haircut. For the same exact haircut, it is $50 fucking dollars. So it's not like I'm mismanaging my money. It's that inflation has caused a haircut to go up. Double. It's double. We're from 25 to $50. It's fucking double. You fucking crazy? So the rent probably went up, right? Supplies probably went up. Like everything went up. So now for him to stay above inflation, he has to raise money. He has to raise the cut. But I can't raise my prices to match the inflation that he's raising his prices. I can't go to someone and say, hey, listen, I got to raise the prices because inflation is up, so you got to pay me more. They're just going to hire another bum-ass photographer to come and that's going to do it cheaper. And then I'm really shit out of luck. Then I'm really, really behind the eight ball because I just lost the client. So it's not money management. It's not me wasting money getting a haircut. It's just the fact that inflation, the price of a haircut has doubled. So let's say you're an NBA player, right? And this is when it really went crazy. All right, I'm gonna write the years out. 25, 26, 27, 28. So let's say you signed a 4-year contract, simple math, because I went to a great high school, but I'm just a fucking idiot, right? I'm just an idiot. You signed a 4-year contract for $100 million. Okay? Let's just say tax out of it, because we live in Massachusetts, tax, all the fees, management, all of the nonsense that comes out of that money. We're just going to keep it simple math. $50 million. So now you have $50 million, right? In your bank account. That's yours. Everybody's paid off. Okay? So in 2025, I mean, obviously they're gonna they're gonna spread your money out over the 4 years, right? Okay. So in 2025, you signed a $100 million contract. You got $50 million. You're on top of the world. Cool. 2026, that $100 million contract that you signed is not worth $100 million. Let's say it's only worth $90 million. And we're just making this numbers up because we're just thinking, right? 2027. No. Back up. Okay. $100 million, the $100 million contract in 2025 is worth $100 million. In 2026, it's probably worth $90 million. In 2027, that $100 million contract that you signed in 2025 is now worth $80 million. That $100 million contract that you signed in 2025 in 2028 is now worth $70 million. So with inflation, you lost $30 million on the life of your contract. Unless in your contract you wrote, I want my pay to match inflation for that year. So you got $100 million, but by the time your contract is up, you'd be lucky to be at $70 million. But the owners of the person that gave you that money, the cost of tickets, the cost of beverages, the cost of food, the cost to rent the venue out to Vibes Cartel, that's going up every year to keep up with inflation. Think about that. You signed a $100 million contract in 2025. By the time your contract is end, that $100 million contract has lost a significant amount of money. But the guy that gave you the contract, the guy that gave you the $100 million contract, everything that he's selling to pay you that money, he's matching inflation. Just think about it. The beer in TD Bank North this year, I doubt it was that price 2-3 years ago. I doubt it. So the owner of the team is matching inflation, so he's staying rich, but you as the athlete, your money's depreciating. Your money is depreciating. Unless you re-sign your contract all the time, like every year. You go back and you have an adjustment. So 100 million, you look at it, shit, for 2026 has to be 110. But I don't think you're allowed to redo your contract every year. So basically what's going on is the owner of the team is locking you in at a rate, and then by the time he's done with you, your $100 million contract might be worth, he might be paying you maybe only 40 million, maybe 30 million. Maybe. Yeah, you got a $100 million contract, but the owner, by the time it's said and done, might not even be paying you that. Because at that point, the money's useless. Because he's selling, his evaluation is going up. His valuation is going up every single year. Ticket prices go up. Beverages go up. Everything in that stadium goes up. And let's say if the owner of the stadium, everything is going up 4 or 5% a year or 10% a year, everybody that's working there, he's probably paying you pennies. He's probably paying you fucking pennies. So inflation goes up 3%. He's probably paying you less than 1%. So no matter how hard you work, you're unable to get in front of the 8 ball. Because your job does not allow you to adjust for inflation. And this is why we're broke. This is why we're broke. It's not that we're useless, we're dumb, fucking money management, which is a bunch of bullshit. Take me, for instance. Like a couple years ago, right? To fill my minivan was $40. Full tank of gas, 87. That same tank of gas through the last 2 years before Trump came in was like $100. My gas went up $60. I had to pay $60 more to fill my gas tank. That's not money management. That's not me being irresponsible. That's the cost. That's the cost. Trump comes in. No, and the election happens, and then gas dwindles down a little bit, so it went to around $50. And since the election, my gas has been around like $50. Still high. So it's not that I'm not mismanaging my money. I'm not doing anything wrong. It's the fact that I'm in a business that doesn't allow me to keep up with inflation. And that's the fucked up thing. We get locked into these deals that we're unable to get out of. And that's what our boss does. He gives us a raise. He locks us in at a cheap rate. It's like a lock-in. It's a lock-in. You go to your boss, yo, man, I want a raise. All right, fine. Give you $1 raise. Gives you $1 raise. Now, if you stay at that company for 2, 3, 4, 5 years, 6, 7, 8, 10 years, that dollar raise to the company is actually no raise. It's no raise. You didn't get a raise at all. Because at that company, they're making sure that their rates and whatever the hell they're saying is staying up with inflation. So basically you're working for free because they locked you in at a cheap rate. They gave you a cheap rate, $1 raise. I locked this idiot in for $1. If he's going to work for us, for 4 or 5 years from now, that $1 raise we give him, we could just erase that. It's erased. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. It's really fucked up. It's really, really fucked up. You have to do something. You have to do something. You have to figure out a way. How am I going to beat inflation? That's it. How do I beat inflation? It's not how do I make more money? It's how do I beat inflation? That's the beef. I mean, I think Warren Buffett said it best. What he said, like, I don't know what he said, but I don't know what he said. But Warren Buffett said something like, if a haircut cost $7 in 1970, no, okay. So if a haircut cost $25 5 years ago, how much money do I have to put away to keep up with inflation to keep that same haircut at $25 when it goes to $50? I don't know if does that even make any sense? Right. So in 5 years ago, a haircut's $25. I should have said to myself, this haircut is going to get to $50. So how can I put money away, or where can I invest money so when the haircut gets to $50, it's only costing me $25? Because I figured out a way how to invest that. I figured out a way how to beat inflation. We have to figure out how to beat inflation. And the only way to beat inflation is to invest. S&P 500 guaranteed 8% a year over the course of the saving, right? And when they say 8% a year, it goes up 30% and it drops 20%, and then the average is 8%. But there's some years it's up 30%, there's some years it's down 30%, there's some years it's up 70, 80%. But once you take all the percentages and average it out, the S&P 500 is guaranteed 8%. So let's go on Google here, right? So I'm gonna go to Google. If I go to Google, oh, not Google. If I go to ChatGTP, right? If I go to ChatGTP. Oh, God. Hold on a second here. This is why I need a show producer. ChatGTP. If I go to ChatGTP, What's the average rate of living costs by percentage? No, rate of inflation. Rate of inflation. Let's see what this thing spits out. As of March 2025, the annual inflation rate in the United States is 2.4%, according to the Consumer Price Index. This marks a decrease from 2.8 in February, indicating a downward trend in inflation. So the annual inflation rate in the United States is 2.4. Looking ahead, forecasts suggest that inflation may rise in the later half of 2025. Analysts project that the annual inflation rate could reach 3.1% by the end of the year, influenced by factors such as new tariffs, potential economic slowdowns. So if it goes to 3.1%, I got to figure out how to fucking beat that. I got to beat that. And I know you heard the term. That's why the boss gives you a 3% raise to keep up with inflation, right? And that is why the trade guys, usually have money. Because every single year, the trade guys, the union goes and asks for a pay raise to keep with inflation. But you that's not in the union, it is what it is. You get a dollar raise, you're locked in, you stay at the company for 5 years, that dollar raise absolutely means fucking doo-doo pop. It means doo-doo pop. Doo-doo pop. And this is why we are broke. It's not because we're irresponsible. It's because inflation is killing us. And we need to do something to stay ahead of inflation. Getting a pair of jeans, getting a haircut, driving a Mercedes. Hey, listen, if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. If you can't afford it, that's when I say that's bad money management. But if you can afford a Mercedes Benz, you fucking buy one. When you bought the Mercedes Benz premium gas, it was $100 to fill the tank with 94. Wars happen, tariffs happen, the world goes crazy, elections happen. It goes from $100 to $250. You ask anyone that had a Hummer. Everybody went out and bought a Hummer. Everybody had a Hummer. Everybody had a Hummer. Everybody went out and bought a Hummer. Then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened to the economy. Gas tripled. People could no longer afford to drive the Hummer. Because gas tripled. When your gas is now becoming equivalent to the car payment, you're in trouble. Now, a lot of people would say is, why did you buy the Hummer? That was bad money management. Well, you didn't foresee the world ending and wars happening and gas prices tripling. You didn't see that. The only way you could have made that prediction is if you're historically watching the stock market. If you're watching futures. You compile the historic data of commodities, and you're reading the news, and you're watching the VIX, the volatility index. You're watching that stuff. You're reading Financial Times, and you're getting the drop on what's going to happen next year. It's the only way. That's the only way you can make an executive decision to know that buying a Hummer was a bad idea. Because the stock market predicts the news. And I'm going to tell you why. I don't listen to the news. Me personally, I think if you're listening to the news, I think you're an idiot. That's my personal opinion. This is the only news I watch, the VIX. And I'm going to give you guys how to read. I type like an idiot. How to read the VIX ticker. All right, guys. This right here, this is how I watch the news. The VIX, VIX. All you guys got a smartphone. You've got the stock. You got the stock app. Put VIX in and add it to your watch list. How to read the VIX. When the VIX is at $10 to $15, that means low volatility. Market is calm and confident. When it's at $15 to $20, normal, moderate volatility. 20 to 30, elevated concerns, mild fear. When it's $30, high fear, market expects significant turbulence. 40, when it's at $40, panic levels often seen during major crisis. When everybody was going crazy over Donald Trump and the tariffs, I didn't watch CNN and NBC and listen to those fucking idiots. I went and I looked at the VIX. The VIX was at $54. I knew that dumb money is scared and they're pooping their pants and they're going to jump out the window. So what I did was I walked from the 50th floor all the way down, and I stood across the street and I saw human beings jumping out the window, crashing into the pavement. There was a hot dog stand next to me. I got a hot dog, I got some popcorn, and I just love watching human beings jump out of the window, slamming into the concrete floor, blood splashing everywhere. A lot of people were farting as they hit the cement. You could hear the flatulence coming out of their body. When it was at 54, I go, this is my time to buy. Because I know right now America's on sale. So during the tariff nonsense with Trump, the VIX was at $54. And then it started to come down. And over the weekend, I noticed the VIX went to $21.90. $21.90. Remember, $20 to $30, elevated concern, mild fear. But remember, it was at $50. So if it goes from $50 to $21, I knew that we're heading in the right place. And I said out loud in my mom's basement, I said, China and America is working on a trade deal. I said that. 20 minutes later, my stock news ping and said America and China is working on a fucking deal. The Jamaicans popping balloons when they hear whites. Guys, this is it. This is the only way. This is the only way we're going to get from behind the 8 ball. It's the only way. It's the only way. Because everything's out in front of us. Now, if you're not following the VIX and you're listening to Fox, CNN, and Rachel Madcow, if you're listening to those idiots, they're telling you fake news. They're selling you fright. The VIX is telling me the real news. The VIX right now is at $21.90, which means elevated concern, mild fear. But remember, it's coming from 50. Now, Monday morning, if this VIX move up, then I know that the trade deal between China and America was either fake news come out of the Trump campaign, or the deal was a stalemate. China's like, nah, we're not going for that. Or Trump is saying, no, we ain't going for that. So then the volatility index would go up. If Trump and China figure this out, the volatility index will drop. That's what you need to watch. Once you figure that out, then you'll be able to gauge where are you going to put your money to beat inflation. Warren Buffett said, there's only a handful of people on the planet, out of all the people, out of everyone that went to Harvard, Howard's on the mind because that's where my nephews was thinking about going, and then he saw the bill at $60,000 a year. It's like, fuck that. I'm not going to Howard. He threw all the Howard stickers away. Threw them all away. He's like, I'm not going to Howard. Why am I going to go to Howard and have to pay that big bill? So my nephew's like, I'm done. All the big schools, you throw it away. All the people in the world, all the educated people in the world have no clue what inflation is. We see it, but we don't know what it is. I remember a honey bun was 25 cents. 25 cents. A honey bun, a Hostess honey bun. And then one day it went to 50 cents. And then one day it went to 75 cents. You got to understand, I'm running a paper route. I cannot increase the price of the newspaper I'm delivering. Boston Globe set their price. I can't go to my customers now and say, hey, listen, man, a honey bun used to be 25 cents. It's now 50 cents. So I'm raising the cost of the newspaper so I could afford a honey bun. I can't do that. That's when I start to understand inflation. There's nothing I could do. If I want that honey bun, I got to buy it for 50 cents. And then it went to 75 cents. And then once it hit 75 cents, I can't do this anymore. I can't do it because I can't raise the price of the newspaper. I can't raise the price. What I can do is I can improve my customer service. And I could like ring the doorbell and hand the people the newspapers and they could give me a better tip. But besides that, it's a stalemate. It's a stalemate. It's a stalemate. And Warren Buffett said it. Millions, billions of people on this planet have no clue what inflation is. They hear it. They hear it on CNN. They hear it on Fox. Oh, under Joe Biden, inflation is really high. Joe Biden, Joe Biden, Joe Biden, Joe Biden. You hear it, right? Yeah, right. You hear it. Joe Biden this, inflation, inflation, inflation. And then you go on CNN, Donald Trump this, inflation. But you have no idea what it is. You hear this word, you have no idea what it is. At one point, you could buy a 3-family house for free. 150 grand, 40 grand. Now that same 3 families, one is between 800 and 1.5 million, $1 million. It's crazy. I was listening to these guys on EYL the other day, and they were talking about Birkin bags and why would anybody buy a Birkin bag that why would I buy a bag for 25 fucking grand? But I don't have 25 grand to put in the $25,000 bag, right? So that's the math that everybody's been talking about. So one dude was all like, yo, so they were all arguing that buying a Birkin bag is a stupid idea because there's no liquidity in the bag. So what they mean by liquidity is that I buy this bag for 25 grand. Is there enough volume on the market for me to sell back that $25,000 bag to make a profit or to get my original investment of 25 grand? So they're arguing back and forth to see if buying a Birkin bag is a good investment or not. And one dude said, well, I bought my wife a Chanel bag for 5 grand. And we went back into the store, and that same Chanel bag I bought for 5 grand is now being sold for $9,000. The Chanel bag moved 4 grand. Moved 4 grand. The same bag. That's inflation. So if you wanted that bag and 5 grand was too much, you finally get into some money, you go into the store, now it's 9 grand. You got to pay extra 4 grand for that bag. That's inflation. That's inflation. Now, here's the trigger. Here's the kicker. It was 5,000. Now it's 9,000. Is that Chanel bag going to go to 12,000? If it goes to 12,000, then there's liquidity in it. But if that bag stays at 9,000, you technically lost 4 grand buying that bag because you could have bought that bag at 5 grand. Now, if you bought that bag at 5 grand and now it's 9, you could sell it and make 4 grand. That's your liquidity. If that bag goes from 5 to 12, you're good. It's crazy. Gotta think about that. I remember when the BMW 3 Series was 25 grand. And that was crazy. What's a BMW's 3 Series right now? What a BMW. Shop inventory. Let's see what we got here. I gotta put my zip code in. Jesus Christ. Build yours. Oh my God. Why can't I just pick out a 3 Series? There we go. Okay. All right. All right. Select the series. Okay, gotta scroll down. All right. All right. Jesus Christ. I. All right. And oh, that's M. How do I? How do you even use this website? X, M2, M3, M4, M. Are they all M series? I can't even use their website. I didn't even use BMW's website. All right, 3 Series. 3 Series sedan is now 45 grand. 45 grand. That car was. Let's go to ChatGTP. What was the cost of BMW 3 Series in 2000? In 2005, it was 30,000 bucks for 3 Series. Like the 325i sedan was around 30 grand. What is it now? 45,000. It's crazy. It's crazy, folks. It's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. This is what we're dealing with. Money management. I'm going to close on this. Money management is a bunch of bullshit. It's a made up term. Inflation is our real enemy. It's not the money management part. Learn the stock market, get in, trade, beat inflation. That's the way to go. All right, man, let's read some flyers here. What we got here? We got Kess live in Boston, Thursday, July 3rd. We have Shake City Uncut. Our first brunch is June 1st. I want you guys to come out for that, please. It's going to be at Slade's. We have Ghetto Hype's birthday bash, Real Recognize Real, this Saturday. Also, too, we got Saturday, June 28th. We have Champagne Splash. We have Pasa Pasa Reloaded, Saturday, June 14th. And we have Pretty in Pink, Tasha Michelle's Boat Ride, Sunday, June 29th. What else we got here? Melanin Brunch, Shades of brown. July 20th, 4 to 10 p.m. Food inclusive. Savage. Friday, May 16th. The Black and Anything affair. Also, Friday, May 16th is also Busy Signal at Big Night Live. I don't know, guys. I really don't know. It's inflation is our enemy. Inflation is our enemy. All right, man. Good night, guys. I don't know what to say. I will end with this though, and I'm trying to end. I'm gonna end with this. You are not mismanaging your money. It's okay for you to go out, spend a couple of bucks, enjoy yourself for your mental health. Your issue is not your $5 coffee at Starbucks, which all these economists like to say. The reason why you're broke is because you bought a $5. Every day you're spending $20 on a. That doesn't mean shit. If you're investing in the stock market every day and you're getting a return on your money, it's okay if you go out and buy a $7 Choco Moco Latte Grande, whatever the nonsense they're selling you guys. You're fine. You're fine. You're doing the right thing. You're being responsible. You're a grown adult. It's not your spending that's fucking killing you. It's inflation.